Hi, Kevin Henry with Dental Assisting Digest, here today in Anaheim with my good friend Christine Taxin.
Hi, everybody.
And Christine's a regular contributor to Dad, and we really appreciate everything you do. And you're also one of those people that we really come to about insurance, and to talk about insurance. And I know that there's some changes getting ready to happen with insurance.
Yes, a lot of changes.
And I know that that's something our viewers are going to be interested in. So tell us what's getting ready to happen.
Well, a lot of the electronic changes are coming, even though everybody thinks they're not.
Okay.
And so the payers, the insurance companies, the warehouses, the electronic database transfer warehouses, and the employees and employers of big dental groups are getting together. They call it the United Nations Foundation.
Okay.
So that everybody could work together to make it a little bit more economical for the transition, be much easier so that when we start this transition, payers will be able to read the claims quickly and reimburse. We're working on a much more in-depth eligibility, so that we could figure out what the patient is covered for, not just whether they're eligible for benefits.
Okay.
So that's a big change.
And you were telling me when we were talking just a minute ago, it's going to be like a universal form almost?
Universal form.
Okay.
Where years ago insurance companies would have their own form. You'd see Guardian with Guardian or MetLife with MetLife. Now it's going to be a new form. And it has to, the pixels have to match what's reading them when they go into the warehouse.
Okay.
So they're changing the form to be able to accommodate that. There's much more HIPAA compliance on it.
Okay.
So, and they have specific boxes set up in specific areas on this form so that they know exactly what office and what person it is and where to send the check without a person looking at the check, the form.
So it's pretty streamlined.
It's really going to be much more streamlined.
So what's the downside?
The downside is that you do have everybody's information out there.
Yeah.
They claim it's going to be HIPAA compliant and safe, but you know, like anything else, it's new.
Sure.
So, you know, but they are working on that. I can tell you they're working hard on that issue because that's something everybody's concerned about.
Right.
And not dentistry as much as we are medical. Medical is doing the same thing. But, you know, medical, they don't want psychiatric information out there on someone.
Sure.
They don't want certain medications out there because it is a privacy issue.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's a big concern for everybody in the medical and dental field. So they're working hard on making that secure, and I'll feel a lot better when they could tell me that it is a definite.
So what kind of time frame are we looking at?
We're looking at 2011.
Really?
The form will be definitely in use. They're really trying to make it happen the end of this year, but I'm going to say 2011, it'll be mandated. And pediatrics are going to have a big surprise because under the health care bill, all children will be covered for preventative care. And that's not just preventative care for measles shots. It's going to be preventative care for oral.
Interesting. Well,
so that's a big deal.
Absolutely.
When you look at all the pediatricians that are going to need to work in the oral cavity from when the baby is born, and the pediatric dentists are going to need to start to see these children at 1 year old.
Wow.
So, and bill medical.
Okay.
So that's a big change in the industry.
So what do the viewers need to know? I mean, if this is coming in 2011, obviously this is going to be here before we know it.
Yes, it is.
So what do they need to be prepared? Is there anything they can do to get ready?
I think that they should be contacting any insurance companies that they participate with.
Okay.
That's number one. So that you can keep in touch with them to make sure that when these forms come about, the information you need, the MPI numbers that you need, and then especially If you don't participate with them, you still have to send in your MPI number, your tax ID number, so they know what doctor is taking care of the patient and where to send payment, because payment is going to be paid by one box filled out.
Wow.
It's only going to get paid to this one box. There's not going to be whether you assign benefits or not. So every office is going to have to do some due diligence in talking to the companies that they work with at this point, whether you participate or not. And I really hope that every office starts to upgrade their practice management software, take that serious, find out about the warehouses that you do use to send your electronic claims to if you're doing it. And if you're not doing it, then you really need to start looking at sending electronic claims, and because there is going to be no paper in the industry. And people think it's only going to happen in medical, but it's going to happen in dental.
And we're going to give Christine's contact information here at the end of the email, so if you've got any questions, you can certainly contact Christine. And it's some interesting information, so I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thanks.